Counsel, you did get a copy of the document, correct? Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure.
Mayor Day.
Yes, sir.
Chief Henderson, you mentioned closing hours. Is that based on daylight saving time, or is that for discussion?
It's up for discussion. Right now, it's dark at 6 p.m. and we're locking the gates at 6. Statistics show that these incidents are taking place anywhere from 5:30 to 7:30. So that's when we want to be there. And if we close the basketball courts at 6 p.m. and remove all the patrons, hopefully that'll alleviate some of the problem.
And also parking. Help me understand the parking. So the parallel parking.
Okay. So parking, you're supposed to park with the flow of traffic, but a lot of times, and we also have no parking signs out there. We actually met with Joe or somebody from, we met with Joe a couple of weeks ago to ensure that we had signage out there, that it was visible, that there would be no contest for anybody that we encounter with illegal parking out there. We've also asked that the statute be placed on those no parking signs so people know what that law is. Again, and we're going to attempt.
That's right in front of the courts, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. It's actually on the front and the side. So right. We take an opportunity to educate them what the issue is and go from there.
I think that'll help with the safety, especially on the Lee Street side, to enforce that parking. And that way you've got an open view and the people playing have an open view and you don't have that.
Everything's covered by the cars.
Right. Instead of having
2 rows of cars on both sides of it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mayor Day, does this require a motion to reopen the parks?
No.
We're still discussing.
No, I was just wondering, just asking.
We're going to discuss what's before us. We're going to vote on what's before us first before we do anything else. Did someone over here have a question or comment?
I just wanted to just share, just listening real carefully to everybody that lives near the park and people that utilize the park. You know, this is a tough decision. Something that crossed my mind was considering maybe a pause, a temporary closure, not a permanent closure, but a temporary closure, and maybe get some of the residents that are near the park to work with the police department and some of the athletes that are playing in the park together to come up with what are acceptable. What would be acceptable? What could you see being okay? And you'd feel comfortable sitting on your front porch and you wouldn't be scared. You know, I wouldn't want to be scared sitting on my front porch either. That's not what we want in our community. At the same time, we don't want to chase people off, that are there. When I'm gonna stretch and say 98% of the people there are not there to cause trouble. They're there to play basketball. So maybe a temporary pause with a plan, to come up with a plan and then reopen with that plan where people that live near there feel comfortable and the council feels comfortable and the players feel comfortable. You know, I'm not even sure the players, it'd be really good to talk to them to see how comfortable are they going to be. It sounds like for at least 2 hours, they're going to be under watch. You know, how comfortable are they going to be in that situation? And I really think this needs.
If they're not comfortable with the policeman at the park, they don't need to come over there. That's my opinion.
No, Mayor Day, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a policeman coming and watching me and taking care of me at all.
I'm just saying that I think my personal opinion, I'm not comfortable voting in either direction on this right now. I think it definitely needs more discussion before we make a final decision. And that's just my thoughts. I think it needs a lot more discussion.
How would you get the basketball players there for a minute?
There was Mr. Daniel was here tonight and he's one of the players. And maybe we could get, Dr. Sartor, you said you frequent there often. Maybe you could go by and talk to some of the players.
It's hard to do it now because it's closed. My goal was to go by this Sunday. There's a league of men that play on Sundays. And so my goal actually before the last incident was to go talk. On several occasions I've been there, but when it's closed, you can't gather them. So I went to the local barbershop down on Star where the business owner, and we've been able to make some contact, and that's how we were able to get several members here. But the problem we're running into is that because they're closed, we can't communicate with them. So that's kind of, yeah.
And another option would be to consider something else that Dr. Sartor had said. You don't know what direction the gunshots came from. So do you take a pause and close the parks for 30 days and see if the gunshots continue? And then you know if it was centered in that area or is it in a different direction? Is it even gunshots? You know, if you close them for a period of time, and see if there's still chaos or if things have settled down or what happened. Someone else brought up that it could move to a different area. You'd find that out too if you took a pause and closed it for a period of time to see, you know, what needs to be done. I don't think this is something we need to snap a decision on. I think this is something that needs to be thought out, that we definitely need to be careful, because I don't want to be held responsible for someone getting shot on a basketball court. I can assure you of that. So I think we need to think through this a little bit more before we make a final decision on it. That's my opinion.